Hey everyone, I'm in a rocking chair, so let's not talk about it. I'm gonna try not to rock on it that much, but guys, can you believe it? It's about to be 2022, and I think that's really crazy because like with the pandemic and stuff, it feels like it's been 5 minutes and 10 years like in the same time. So it's just kind of crazy that we're going into another year. I told y'all I'll be playing with this chair. We're going into another year, and I think that I just wanted to share with you guys some 2022 do's and don'ts based off of the things that I've learned, experienced, heard about in 2021. And I think that by doing so, I can make all of our lives a little bit easier, huh? See, I want you guys to just reflect on the year. I want to reflect on my year because I mostly make these for me too, to like kind of reflect and like see, you know, the difference. Maybe when I look back at this in a year from now, you know, how it'll be different, or if some of these things are the same. Some do's, I think you need to, I think I've said this before in another video, but like the people that you keep around you is gonna make or break your experience in life. You really need to align yourself with people who want to make you better, and you need to align yourself with people who aren't just filling some type of material need in your life. Like, you shouldn't be with your friends because they like to party with you, or because they have money, or because you can do XYZ activities with them and that's it. Like, I think we need to really start rethinking, you know, what a friend is, what a good friend is. Like, you can cut them off respectfully and say, you are not serving my life, or you're not adding to me, you're not loyal to me. Like, whatever it may be, whatever is causing you to like question somebody's place in your life, it's just, that's enough, you know. I'd say a do is to get the COVID-19 vaccine and the COVID-19 booster, or get your shots, kids. Like, I've talked to so many people, you know, in our cohort, our peers, who are like, oh, I don't believe in it. Oh, like, what's the government doing? The government is not worried about you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry to let you know that, but there's no chip. It's literally science. It's literally facts. And like, we're spending our 20s in a pandemic because people are skeptical of all this stuff. It's like, you need to just do what needs to be done so that we're no longer in a pandemic, so then we can be fully outside. Another do, go to therapy, my friends. I mean, I went to therapy this past semester, and I did it straight through Bucknell, straight through school. You can make an appointment. I'm sure a lot of colleges and universities have like free access, or at least easy access to counseling. If not, there's counselors that are covered by insurances now. So I would just really take a look into it. I know a lot of people, you know, we joke like, oh, go to therapy. And I think our generation is really strong about mental health. But going on Twitter and getting advice from your friends who also have their own toxic, messed up stuff going on their own mental health, like, that's not therapy, and that's not helping you. You need to go to a professional. So I would say go to therapy and see, you know, what that could do for you. Let's start prioritizing our health, like our physical bodies and our health. I think that, again, in our 20s, it's easy to be like, I'm healthy, I'm young. It's, even with COVID, like, we're like, cool, we're not getting that much symptoms, like, we're not, you know, passing away from the virus, whatever it may be. Some people aren't eating well, aren't sleeping well. And I know it's so hard with our busy schedules, and like, we're going back and forth from activity to activity. If you have a job, you're working full time, whatever it may be. But we're not going to be this age forever, and you just want to make sure everything's good. So you need to go get tested, go get all the checkups, start eating vegetables, like, go to sleep, like, stop drinking so much. I mean, again, I probably sound like a mom. Like, I'm not saying not live your 20s, obviously, but just take care of your body. Like, this is the same body you're going to be in for the rest of your life. So you can't run it down in your 20s. Like, you need to at least take care of it, get into the good health habits, so that down the line you won't have to worry about it. But do that healthily, and don't do it for the sake of like being skinny or trying to like get people to like you. Like, don't do it because of that. Do it because you actually want to be healthy. Adieu. I would say work hard. And I mean, like, of course people are saying, work hard. Like, that's a generic thing, but you never want to get lazy, and you never want to get to a point where you're like, okay, I kind of have control of my life, but I mean, some stuff is like happening to me. Like, I think some people, it depends on your school and your grades and your circumstances, but some people, will get bad grades or do bad on the paper and be like, why is this happening to me? I don't know. The professor just hates me, or it's just not a good professor. You might need to study a little bit more, and you might just have to put a little bit more pressure on yourself. Again, tying back to mental health though, don't run yourself into the ground. You can't pour from an empty cup, but especially if you're young and you're Black, this is the time to be working extra hard for your future. Like, you don't need to be putting drama or other people's needs or like unnecessary things above the ultimate goal, which is to be successful in the future. So you need to work for what you want. Stuff's not going to just fall in your lap. I did get a 3.7879 GPA this semester, and that's because I worked hard. I mean, a lot of stuff happened to me, like, were obstacles that I had to face, but working hard and praying, which is probably the next due, is how you're gonna get to those ultimate goals. Like, you need to just make sure that you're not just taking a passive, like, God has a plan, which he does, but you need to be an active participant in that plan. You can't just, it's not gonna just come up, and you're not gonna wake up with $1,000 or $1 million, whatever much. Last do, I guess, is to pray and to tap into whatever spiritual being that you can, because I think it really grounds you and it humbles you and reminds you that, like, there's a higher purpose. So whatever it is that you believe in, try to really hone in on what it is that you believe in and what your role is in, like, the divine purpose, or, like, in my case, like, what God has in store for you. Stop trying to predict and squeeze a lesson out of everything. I think you just need to kind of let life happen and allow for God to use you, or whatever you believe in, whatever higher purpose. Allow that to kind of go through its course and go through a rocky ups and downs, because everything's not going to be perfect, but you can't have a mentality of, like, each obstacle is something that's preying on your downfall. That's not always going to be good for you. Don't overextend yourself, or, like, don't try to do the impossible, because you can't do the impossible. Don't try to, if you're like a leader like me, or like someone who type A person, like, if you're in a group or a team, you gotta delegate. Do delegate. Do not take everything on your back. Do drink water. Don't text your toxic exes or toxic people in your life. Don't always be the dumping ground for other people's garbage if you're not ready at that time. Like, if somebody comes to you and you've had a long week with their long week, I mean, that's not going to help you, and you're not going to give them any helpful advice, which is why you should go to therapy. But yeah, don't do that. Do have safe sex. Do clean your room. Do save money. Don't use money to fill an emotional void. That's one you need to hear. Do exercise. Do be kind and respectful to people. I think that in this pandemic, at schools, like, I'm seeing it in anything other than sun, anything that has to do with multiple people or groups, people are starting to be mean. Don't be mean in 2022. I think being mean is not helping anybody. Even if you're frustrated or you feel like someone's taking advantage of you or whatever it is, you can leave, or you can still confront the situation. But a lot of the times, I think I've seen conflict in some of the things that I've seen this year. It's so unnecessary, but some of the things that can be said are so hurtful, and they didn't even need to be said. Because that's not the way to solve America's problems, your own problems, family's problems. Start to consider in 2022, consider what other people are going through, because we all know, you know what yourself has been through. So imagine what everyone else is going through. So I think something that I've started to do by the end of this year, I've always kind of done it, but the next year I really want to start being more generous than I already am. And I mean, we're in a generation where being mean is like cool, and like, you know, being rude or talking about people is like the thing. And I think that that's such a dangerous place that we're going towards, because yeah, so that might be my number one deal, is to be kind and respectful. And yeah, do spend time with your grandparents and your parents and take lots of pictures. Don't wish time away. Don't, obviously this is gonna happen regardless, but don't like wish away time in an experience. Do be happy and do choose yourself, and try to take care of yourself first, and hopefully you'll have a little bit left over to share with others. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you guys can have a successful year, and I hope that if you're in school, if you're at work, that you're just trying your best and you're doing what you can, and not doing what you can't. But see you guys later. Thanks for watching me rocking this rocking chair on It Gets Rocky, period. Unknown pun. Or is that a pun? I don't know. Alliteration. Something. Okay, see you later, guys. Bye.